What's up out there, family and friends? It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, bringing you them hits, high intensity training series videos on YouTube. Today will be no different. Let us commence to breaking bread. For a very brief moment, I want to talk to you about living out of your imagination. Living out of your imagination. Right now, there's so many of us that's living out of our reality. We're sitting there and we're watching the 24-hour news cycles and we hear all the loom and doom and gloom that's going on from the news. We're listening to friends who's just talking about, oh, how bad it is out here right now. There's going to be 100 to 200,000 deaths, and there's going to be multiple millions of people that contract COVID-19. And right now, the majority of us are living out of our reality. And this reality that we're living out of is dictating and determining our level of manifestation. Because what we see, what we hear, and what we say, that stuff writes on our heart like the pen of a ready writer. It's writing our story on our heart. And for some of us, I know for some of us, and don't think that I'm being insensitive. Like, my heart goes out to everyone that's been affected by COVID-19. My heart goes out to everyone who's lost income during COVID-19. And it's amazing because just about everybody I talk to, COVID-19 has really hit close to home to everyone that I know that I've talked to. So I'm not being insensitive. Trust me on this. But my goal is to help us understand that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And then it's about how we manage our emotions and we manage our feelings during this process. But I want to talk about not so much living out of our reality, but even in the midst of a pandemic, being able to live from your imagination. I just broke bread. I'm bringing these hits today. We got to live out of our imagination. I did Motivational Monday. I did a YouTube video not long ago talking about the gift of time. We've been given a gift of time from COVID-19. Let's take that gift of time and just live out our imaginations. Let's think about where in 5 years, where do I want to be? In 5 years, where do I want to be? Whether I know it or not, 2020 to 2025 to 2030, the only way I don't make it is that if I die. But since none of us are planning on dying, then we need to plan to see 2025 and 2030. See, right now, the 30-year-old version of you is looking for you to be able to provide for the 60-year-old version of you. If you're not planning and putting up acorns in the 30-year version of you, the 60-year-old version of you will struggle. So let's take time now to live out of our imagination. Think about it. In 5 to 10 years, where can you be? What goal, what dreams do you want to accomplish in 5 to 10 years? And you have to begin. I almost call this video living backwards, because you got to think about where I want to be in 10 years and start building yourself to be that person. Boy, I just broke bread. I know the version of Anthony that's 50 is going to have to be in a different circle than the Anthony that's 40. So I got to start building my network. I got to start meeting new people. I got to start conditioning my mind to be able to escape the level of where I am now to get to the next phase in life. See, whatever we're doing right now, there's more. God has called you to more. Wherever you are right now, there's more. But in order to be able to live out your imagination, say, in 5 to 10 years, I want to own a daycare. I want to own a bakery. I want to write a hit song. I want to pastor a church. In order to do that, you got to think, what skills are necessary? What tools are necessary in order for me to be able to bring that into fruition? Boy, I'm breaking bread really good in here on a Saturday morning. What skills are necessary in order for you to materialize that gift? See, I'll tell you what. I got 3 different points. Where would I want to be in 5 years? In order for you to effectively live out your imagination, number 1, you have to be comfortable with who you are today. Yep. Most people try to escape their reality by trying to be someone else. Like, I don't like my life I'm living, so I want to pretend to have somebody else's life. That's just like me going out there and buying a new Bentley and I'm in $100,000 worth of debt so my neighbors can think more highly of me, or so I can fit in with my neighbors. See, that's false sense of security. In order for you to live out your imagination, you have to be complete, secure with who you are today. But understand, God has called me to more. Right now, I am so happy with the version of who I am at this moment in time that I love this person, but I understand that God has called me to more. You got to be comfortable with who you are today. Stop running from who you are. You've been created for greatness. There's greatness on the inside of you. There's genius on the inside of you. But now we got to start materializing where we are. We're not running from anything, but God is calling us. See, there's a difference between the push-pull relationships. See, most people are running. They're being pushed from their past. They're running from their past. But you and I, we're being pulled toward destiny. Boy, I just broke bread. Push-pull relationship. Number 2, when we're on our way to living out our imagination, we got to see failure as an opportunity. Failure is only failure if you choose not to get back up again. Failure and success both ride in the same car on the way to success. Trust me on this. The only way I fail is if I don't get back up again. That's the only way we lose. So see failure as an opportunity. I just found one more way that doesn't work. So that means I'm one way closer to finding what does work. Talk to Mr. Kevin Dyson, who invented the vacuum. It took him over 10,000 prototypes in order to get the one that works. I'm telling you, see failure as an opportunity. But last but not least, which is probably the most important, is live your life intentionally. Live your life with a purpose. Live your life with a vision. Live your life with a goal. Don't just go through life, grow through life. Don't just float through life. Go through life with a purpose, understanding that God has created you for something special. And if I'm not living intentionally and living out of my imagination, I will miss my gift of what God has called and has given me to do, all because I am wasting my time just floating through. And right now, there's so many people that's been paralyzed by COVID-19, by a paralysis of analysis, and they're thinking about what all could go wrong, and they're thinking about what's the worst case scenario. And I'm saying, and trust me, the motivational teacher to the masses is saying there's nothing wrong with preparation. We all want to prepare, because when preparation meets opportunity, we have good success. We want to prepare. Trust me on this. But at the same time, we don't want our mind to be paralyzed by what could happen. Understanding that we're in this world, but we're not of this world. And we have to change our relationship with how we deal with worldly problems. All right? This is your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses. And I'm challenging you to live out of your imagination. To live out of your imagination. I am challenging you, until next time, to wage war on mediocrity. I'm out.